Hi everybody, it's Brian here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about 5 tips that I believe each and every one of us should keep in the back of our mind as we move towards, or rather into 2022. 2021 is quickly coming to a close. It was a crazy year for basically everything. And I guess if you're like me, we're hopeful that 2022 will be a lot better in everything, including our Redbubble sales. So with that said, stay tuned. Now, before we move on with today's episode, the fact that you're here means that you're interested in all things pertaining to print on demand. And for that, I really want to thank you wholeheartedly for watching this episode and indeed for watching any and all of the episodes on my channel. The objective of this channel is to help you take your print on demand business to a whole new level by providing you with tips that are actionable, advice that is followable, and basically just to support and motivate you as you grow your own print on demand business. So if you're new to this channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a like, and don't forget to hit the bell notification icon so that you'll be informed each and every time that I upload a video. For those of you who've been following me, you know that I'm working really hard to try and break the 2,000 subscriber mark by the end of this year. So with your help, by clicking on that subscribe button, I know that we can make it. So with that said, let's start off with today's episode. Okay, so the first tip that I want to share with you pertains to doing a little bit of in-house cleaning with respect to our shops. And what do I mean by that? Well, basically, as many of you know, if you've basically started with Redbubble these past few months, you know that Redbubble had introduced a number of new items. The mouse pads, the dad hats, the caps, effectively, were 2 of many new products that Redbubble had introduced this particular year. And if you're anything like me, and I consider myself guilty too as well with this, is that we didn't necessarily go into our shop and actually ensure that all of our designs are activated for those particular products. They weren't automatically activated. So this is something that you basically have to do yourself in order to ensure that your products look the best that they can possibly be on those products, and in fact that they are activated accordingly. Again, where applicable, because as many of you know, I'm not the type of person who states that I have to have every single product activated for each design. Obviously, if the design looks great on it, I will activate it. If it doesn't, I will leave it deactivated. But given the fact that we had some new and exciting products offered by Redbubble, it's a good idea to go into your portfolio and see whether or not they have been activated, and if they haven't, whether you would want to consider activating them. Again, remember, Redbubble is a numbers game, and the more products that you have up on Redbubble, the greater the chances are that you're going to be making some sales. Obviously, keeping quality in mind. So what I would definitely recommend that you do in the coming year is that if you have an extensive portfolio, clearly you're not going to be able to do it all in one go. But if you take a few designs, maybe a couple times a week, and just go through them, one, you'll find whether or not you need to activate those products. And 2, well, given the fact that you would have probably did those designs quite some time ago, so you would have had some new experience under your belt, you might want to look at those designs with a more experienced eye and ask yourself, hey, is that design still applicable? Does it still look great? Is there something that I could do to try and improve upon them in order to make more sales? You know, see, one of the things that I have been noticing lately is that there have been a number of followers, subscribers on my social media accounts who have been saying, listen, on some of the particular print-on-demand platforms that I'm using, my designs aren't being seen. What's going on? And in doing a little bit of research, while there wasn't anything official stated, but I was getting the feeling that some of these print-on-demand platforms, because of the fact that they have been so bombarded with a number of new designers putting up their designs on their platform, and let's be very blunt about it, some of the designs are not up to scratch, and one wonders, you know, basically what was that designer thinking or drinking when creating that design. Customers, when they visit these particular print-on-demand platforms, want great looking designs for them to actually consider opening up their wallets, taking out their credit card and making the purchase. So if designs aren't looking that great, Well, that also puts a bit of a negative light on the print-on-demand platform itself. So I have a sneaking suspicion that towards the end of 2021, I have a really great intuition that probably it's going to continue in 2022 and beyond, is that when, these print-on-demand platforms are looking at designs, they're going to have a certain benchmark. And if those designs don't at least reach that benchmark, then probably they're not going to allow it to be seen in the marketplace, because they want customers to come to their platform and see high quality designs, to see designs where the seller took the time of day to do his or her best to create a design that people could potentially want to buy. So if you are not seeing your designs up on the marketplace, then it's a sure bet that probably this is what's happening. You might want to go back into your portfolio, take a real hard look at your designs and ask yourself a very difficult, tough question. Is my design up to scratch? Would I buy it if I was the customer? If you answer no, then part and parcel of what you need to do in 2022 to start making sales is to actually go through and either tweak those designs, improve upon them, or scratch them all together and come up with something new. And in my opinion, doing this, taking the initiative, particularly at the beginning of 2022, for the first quarter, first half of 2022, if you tackle some of your designs per week, in addition to your regular routine of creating designs and posting on social media and whatnot, then you are going to be increasing the overall appearance and the overall look and the quality of your shop. And when potential customers do visit your shop, then they're going to start seeing quality. They're going to start seeing and sensing that, hey, this seller has given the time of day to me as the customer to provide me with designs well worth browsing through and hopefully making a sale. So if you want customers to think that when they visit your shop, then you've got to put in the time and day with your designs to make sure that A, they are of a high quality, B, that they look great on all of your products, and where applicable, either tweak or deactivate accordingly. Just want to make your shop look that much better. Okay, so the second tip that I want to share with you is that when the print-on-demand platform that you're using, be it Redbubble, TeePublic, Zazzle, Society6, what have you, whenever they hold a sale, you need to jump onto that bandwagon too as well and actually blast your social media accounts informing your clientele, your potential customers that, hey, listen, now's the time to actually visit my shop because we've got a sale going on. And there have been so many occasions when, on the various social media platforms that I use in order to stay abreast of what's going on in the print-on-demand world, and even terms on like social media platforms like Instagram, where people are actually trying to sell their goods, their designs through this particular platform. Whenever there's a sale, I rarely ever see posts which are indicating or actually informing customers that, hey, there's a sale going on in addition to a mock-up of their particular design. And effectively, I believe that this is leaving money on the table. Because let's put it bluntly, purchasing things on a print-on-demand platform is not always cheap. I mean, okay, yes, you can buy a sticker and it's only going to cost you a couple dollars and, no big deal. But, when you've got those higher ticket items like duvet covers, pillows, throw blankets, hoodies, these are all items which are relatively high in price. And then when you smack on the cost for shipping and handling, sometimes these products can be a lot more costly purchasing them through these online platforms than it would be actually going to a brick and mortar shop and actually making the purchase there. And yes, while I know the e-commerce industry is booming and is going to continue growing exponentially year in, year out for the next number of years, there are a lot of people, yes, who are purchasing online, and we do need to make sure that we're treating our customers and giving them the best opportunity to get the most value for the money that they're spending. So whenever there is a sale, it's not only going to serve them, but it's also going to serve you too as well, because in purchasing items from your shop during a sale item, that's going to send a very important message to the algorithm of the platform that you're using, that that's a popular design that should be considered and should be shown to other people who may not know your shop. So get on the bandwagon whenever there is a sale going to be happening. Start marketing it in 2022 in order to actually obtain more potential sales, to get the algorithm to really like your designs a lot more by sharing them, because of the fact that it is seeing that you are making sales for it, and that will help your shop overall as well. Okay, tip number 3. The fact that print on demand has grown exponentially with respect to the number of sellers joining the platforms because of the pandemic and the fact that people have lost their jobs and they're just trying to find another way to supplement their incomes, there is a lot of competition out there. And if you want to actually make your way in the print on demand business, you need to come up with designs that are going to stand out. You need to come up with ways and means, even for your social media, that is going to stand out through all of the noise that is print on demand. So when moving into 2022, you need to actually stop and think. The designs that you're creating, be it text-based designs, graphic-based designs, or a mixture of both, do they stand out in the sea of print on demand designs? What makes them unique? What would make people want to open up their wallet and click the add to cart button to purchase your design? Have you given enough time and dedication to that design to make it stand out? Have you asked somebody in your household, a colleague, somebody who you can trust to give you an honest and constructive critique of your design? What is it that could be improved upon? Do you need to change everything? Is the color palette up to scratch? In other words, is your ego such that you are open to the idea of asking for critique and actually taking on board that critique in order to make your design that much better? Because when you do that, when you get somebody to give you a perspective that is objective, there is no emotional connection or resonance to that particular design as you would have being the designer, they're going to be able to come out and give you an honest critique, which is gold. Not a lot of people like to hear that. Everybody wants to think that their designs are the top of the world, that they're the best. And some designs are, but there's a lot of designs which aren't. And I include my designs too as well. Sometimes I get some designs which are, top-notch, home runs. And then I get others which, are foul balls and, hopeless. And I wonder, when I ask myself, when I look at it, I say, what was I thinking when I created that design? But that's part and parcel of the print-on-demand business. That's part and parcel of the design process. Some designs are going to work, others aren't. And those few that will work, those are the ones that you want to capitalize on. Those are the ones that you want to get critiqued on. Those are the ones that you want to improve upon. Because when you do that, your overall shop, your overall design strategy, your overall design making process is going to improve, and it's going to reflect in your shop, and potential customers are going to see it. And when they start developing a trust in a particular brand that is your shop, they're going to come back frequently to make purchases from your shop. And that's when your sales will start coming up. Because then when they're wearing your designs and people are asking them, hey, wow, what a cool design, where did you get that from? They're going to be very proud to say, hey, I got this from Redbubble. Hey, I got this from TeePublic. Hey, I got this from Zazzle on this particular seller shop. I'll send you the link. Check them out. You're really going to like it. And that's when your shop will start doing even better. So don't be scared to get critiqued in order to make your designs that much better. It will work out for you in the long run. And as you develop a thicker skin for critiques, you're going to find that you're going to become an even better designer. You're going to find yourself to be an even better business person with respect to your print-on-demand business, and things, hopefully, if you do it right, should improve. Tip number 4, and that is to invest in your business. And you might be saying, well, Brian, what do you mean by investing in your business? Print-on-demand is effectively free. All it does is cost me the time of day to create a design and upload it. And yeah, you're right. All it takes is your time of day. There isn't any other cost that you have to actually incur with respect to print on demand. You don't have to rent a brick and mortar place. You don't have to hire staff. You don't have to hold and store products, and you don't have to effectively deal with customer services, And yeah, you're right. But you know what? It's still important to invest in your business. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, in terms of investing in your business, it's all about learning more by investing your time into watching videos like this one pertaining to print on demand, reading articles on the internet, buying books about the particular industry, and just making yourself even more aware of what's going on and what you need to do in order to continue trying to improve your overall shop. But there's another thing that you can invest yourself in, and that pertains to particular tools that are on offer through various platforms. What am I talking about? Well, those of you who've been following my channel, you know that I'm a very big proponent for Placeit, Vexels, Creative Fabrica. These are 3 tools that I use consistently in my own print-on-demand business because I wholeheartedly believe in all 3 of them. Each one has pros and cons, and you know what? In all 3, the pros totally outweigh the cons. Why? Well, because they save me so much time. Yes, I do like to open my Photoshop every now and then and just create a design from scratch when time permits. And I still like feeling connected to the whole design making process from A to Z. But there are other times when, you know, a trend is coming out and you really want to jump on it, or maybe perhaps you come up with some kind of really inspirational thought that you really want to pump out some designs and get them out ASAP. And these 3 platforms are the platforms that I go to in order to help me generate new designs, generate mock-ups, generate video promos for my social media accounts. The amount of time that I have saved utilizing these 3 platforms has totally outweighed the minimal cost that I had to pay for a yearly subscription. And yes, I do say minimal cost, because when you think of how much it would have had to cost you to actually hire a graphic designer to pump out all of the designs that we upload on print on demand, it will cost us thousands upon thousands of dollars in order to be able to come up with shops with these many designs. But because of the fact that we've got these amazing tools like Placeit, Creative Fabrica, and Vexels, we're able to come up with effective, high-quality designs at a fraction of the cost. So when you are actually seeing price tags of $100, $199, $300, $400, yeah, in the short term, that is an actual sizable amount of money. But then when you actually stop and divide it by the number of months in a year, you're going to find yourself that you're basically paying less than $25, $30 per month for these services. But look at how much time you're saving and the amount of quality designs you're able to pump out because of the fact that you are utilizing these particular services. I'm actually going to stop and basically focus a little bit on Vexels and Placeit for the moment, particularly with respect to both mock-up sections on each of these platforms. I mean, the amount of time that I have saved utilizing these 2 particular websites in creating mock-ups for my social media accounts, it's been exponential. I mean, I just go through my particular email address where I have those mock-ups sent, and just the list is huge. And I think to myself, if I had to actually go out, hire a photographer, stage people to wear, these particular products, so I'm spending a lot of money on ordering those products, spending money on hiring models, spending money on a photographer if I don't end up taking the photos myself, and just the time that it would take to come up with those mock-ups, it's huge. I wouldn't even want to fathom thinking about it nowadays in 2021 or moving forward in 2022 when there are these particular platforms, Vexels and Placeit, that I can use in order to expedite the process, cut down on the time, and get those mock-ups out on my social media platforms, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, what have you, to get them out in front of the eyes of potential customers and lead traffic to my particular shops. So yeah, sometimes people get in touch with me and tell me, but Brian, but these are really expensive platforms. And I tell them, no, don't think of it that way. Don't think of it in the short term. Think of it in the long term. You are investing in your business. You are investing in tools that are going to help you save time, increase the number of designs that you're getting out there. And the more designs that you get out there, the more high quality designs that you get out there, the greater the likelihood that people are going to like what it is that you're pumping out, and the greater the likelihood that they're going to spend money and come back time and time again to spend even more money. So don't see it as a negative, actually see it as a positive. And you know what? You don't need to buy all 3 of them at once. You can just order one, get a subscription for one, get used to using it, become accustomed to it, and actually start utilizing it to generate more sales. And then when you start getting more sales to compensate for the amount of money you spent for that, and you start actually making a little bit more money, you can then invest in a second one and then in a third one. Okay, so it's not something that you have to do overnight, but you do want to keep this in the back of your mind, that it's important to invest some of the money that you make, or else if you haven't started making money, actually invest in yourself and actually get one of these services, if you can't get all three of them, and start utilizing it, because down the road, it's definitely going to help you. So the fifth and final tip that I want to share with you in order to take your print-on-demand business to a new level in 2022 is patience. Yeah, patience. You know, there's a lot of people out there who join the print-on-demand business world and expect that they're going to become a millionaire overnight. You're not going to become a millionaire overnight. But what you can do is you can make a sizable income. It's going to allow you to pay your bills, it's going to allow you to put food on the table, and it's going to allow you to live a comfortable life. So long as you are patient in terms of doing it right, putting in the time that it needs to actually create a sustainable business, to create graphics, designs, and what have you that are going to be of high quality to your customers. Okay? Remember, print on demand is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And if you keep that in your mind as you are creating your designs, as you are supplementing your business through investment, through research, through learning, then things are going to improve and things are going to get better for you in 2022 and there beyond. So I hope that you found this particular episode informative. I hope that it's shed some light into certain nuances that you need to actually consider and do for the remainder of 2021 and indeed going into 2022. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to actually type them below in the comments. Are there any other tips that you would like to share with everybody who's watching this video pertaining to what you think, or rather the way we should move forward with respect to our print-on-demand businesses in 22? Type them in the comment field below. But for today, that's all I've got. And as always, be safe, be well, be creative. Bye for now.